On this episode, we talk CrossFit, and we talk about, is it okay to like your own picture on Instagram? You ask questions, and I answer them. This is the Ask Gary Vee Show. Hey everybody, this is Gary Vaynerchuk, and this is episode 103 of the Ask Gary Vee Show. It's a beautiful day here in New York. I hope everybody had a wonderful Memorial Day. It's good to be back in the saddle. The Rangers won a huge game in Tampa. Take that, Sarno. Game 7 in the Garden. Looking forward to that. Little hockey action. And I think India, I think I'm ready for the show.
Okay, from Justin. Oh, hi. Gosh.
Oh.
Justin asks, I know you're not big on automation, but it's a reality. You're an advisor to HubSpot. Thoughts on that space?
Justin, tremendous question. I think this is a great opportunity for me to clarify my point of view on automation. I don't love automation to the point where it's replacing something that one humble man's point of view, should be done by a human, AKA, I don't like the notion of an automatic DM when you follow somebody and it feels very spammy. But I love automation. I use automation at Wine Library. Like when your order is confirmed, it automatically emails you and says your order is ready for you. I think that there's a really fine line of what one would quantify as the thing that a human should do and the thing that a computer should do. I don't like when automation automatically populates somebody's first name into an email and they're trying to trick, and that's what I feel. To me, the intent of the automation, for example, I ask a lot of people when they sign up for my YouTube channel to email me. That they did, right? The ting, direct show them that part. Can't you just subscribe? Oh, by the way, when you do, email me. Ting.
If we include you saying ting, it's amazing.
Yeah, I want to keep the ting. That part, I tell them to email me, and look, I'm getting a lot of emails, and I don't answer everybody. One would argue that the automated response of like, hey, thanks for signing up for my thing, and check out the Ask Gary Vee show, and check out, pre-order my new book, the Ask Gary Vee book, and check out Vayner. One would argue that there's a lot of conversion there, but to me, I as a human, I as Gary Vaynerchuk asked you to sign up for my newsletter and email me. I don't want, when I say email me, for that to then be the computer responds to you, right? And so what I do is when I have a moment, I try to answer a couple of them and just say thank you, because that's really was my whole intent of that. And so I think that I'm a big fan of automation for a lot of things, but what people are trying to do is scale humans. And there's a human element that matters in these equations. None of you, not a single one of you watching this video, like it when somebody automates something that is supposed to act like a human and it's not. So as a company, I think automation's great. When you apply for VaynerMedia, I don't even know if this happens with the resume, getting an automated response, but way too many people are saying like, in DM, like, hey, thanks for following me and check out my new ebook. Like, it's not real. Like, that to me is the muck. And so, of course it's a reality. I don't hand deliver every email. There's a lot of things that are appropriate. I argue around automating the human thing. I argue around outsourcing the human thing. I don't think a celebrity should have their assistant reply for them as them. If you want to create a Team Beyonce account, if you want to create, a Team India account that, has to respond because she's become such a superstar, that's fine, but not Beyonce, because that wasn't Beyonce doing it. I had this huge argument a long time ago when everybody got mad at Britney Spears, and I argued that Obama wasn't doing it, and everybody got upset, and so everybody's like, no, he's doing it. This is '07 Twitter talk. It was fun to see him actually get his own account recently to prove that out. It matters.
Scott asks, my computer is sitting in my lap and I'm reading Twitter on my phone. Why exactly?
Scott, this is very easy to answer, my friend. Why? Because this has become the first screen. This is the most important screen in the world. No longer the television. And this thing is dead. This is literally like this is like an archaic artifact. Like our kids and friends are gonna be like, the way they look at like a Game Boy or like a Walkman or like a VHS tape or like a CD. They're like, have you seen a 13-year-old look at a CD, by the way? I mean, it's like, what is this thing? The reason this is sitting here and you're doing that, you just replicate this, is because this is the jam now. This is how we communicate, not this. And this was the jam versus the go into my conference room or my office in my room and sit down on a big thing. Now that's archaic, the computer that blew our minds. And soon this, I wish I didn't forget my watch, whether it's the watch or the contact lenses or Oculus, like it's just evolution. And so you're evolving, my friend. Congrats.
Jessica asks, if you owned a CrossFit gym, how would you attack the marketplace?
Jessica, I would attack it in a lot of ways. I think CrossFit is amazingly ripe for content. People hustling, people wearing skimpy clothes, people in shape, people competing, just a ton of Instagram, a ton of Pinterest, a ton of Facebook, a ton of YouTube, just content, but I would have a very strategic approach locally. If you actually run a gym, I would care immensely around the 15-mile radius, and so I would also test direct mail. I would test JVing with the other. One of my favorite moves for a local business is, I can't believe so many local businesses don't do this. Why not go to every other local business and say, hey India, I'm gonna use India a lot in this episode. Hey India, you have a beautiful flower shop here, but you don't have a lot of customers, neither do I at my CrossFit gym. We need to help each other, right? Like we need more. You need more people for this. What can we do, right? Maybe I can put your flowers in my gym and I'll put a sign there. And can you do something for me? And that talk, that biz dev with local, hey Stefan, right? Like I'm just getting into it now. I'm really now into it. Let's get this light out of the way. Hey Stefan, I really like your sneaker store. By the way, I'm gonna buy these sneakers, some Nikes. But while, by the way, there's not that many people that come here Monday through Friday. So wouldn't you maybe you can put a sneaker display in my gym and maybe I can have something here. You cool for that?
I'm cool with
He's cool with that. So, my friends, localized biz dev. Every small business needs more people. It's the hustle, it's the grind. You're competing against the thing called the internet, and it's gonna win. But it's gonna take 20, 30, 40 years, but every day, it chips away at your pocket. Every day, the internet comes, and it takes another bill out of, and every day the internet comes, and it just grabs, it just takes your money. And so you need to fight with your other teammates that have the same problem you have. So, sure, all the stuff that I've talked about in 102 episodes, watch them all. There's plenty of stuff in there to do. But good old-fashioned knocking on doors and biz deving with India the flower shop and Stefan the sneaker shop is very, very important. And I'm blown away every time I go into a local business that they have all this square footage that they're not using efficiently because they don't have the money for inventory for unlimited sneakers, so they just got room. They've got room, and in that room, maybe I can put a bench with a weight, and everyone's like, what the hell is that? But there's a sign there that says, Gary's CrossFit, grab this coupon, 1 month free. Biz dev locally, I'm obsessed with it, but it takes the guts to go knock on the door, and a lot of people just don't have those guts. You like that?
Good article, yeah.
Oh, nice, thank you. Throwing out my money, $1.70. If you were wondering.
From Joe Grind.
Joe Grind?
Joe Grind.
Joe on the grind? I like it. I wish I was Gary Grind.
Very-
I'd kill it. I'd be so Vayner, Chuck.
Joe Grind asks, why is it a crime to like your own pictures on Instagram? Why will you be shunned for it?
Joe, I'm with you. I think here on the Ask Gary Vee show, episode 103, I do not understand why it's politically incorrect to like your own picture. As a matter of fact, starting here, Joe, going forward for the next 10 pictures as a social experiment, I will be the first person to like my own photo because self-esteem is cool, kids. It's cool.
See, that's one of the answers. I had no idea you were gonna go that way.
I really think it's okay. I don't think it's so crazy. I know that people think it's funny to see the social taboos, but I'm into it. I'm gonna heart the shit out of my Instagram photos going forward.
Jason asks, Gary, do you still believe marketing is heading towards one-on-one marketing?
Jason, I still think that the upside, the disproportionate upside, is going into one-on-one marketing. And I know this because when I do Twitter video replies, people go crazy and I'm creating depth. I know this because a lot of people have been following me on Instagram, you should too, and I've been replying to them in the comments. One of my new hacks, this is really, Justin, who asked the first question, is like, give me more tactical shit. Here you go, bro. Here's a good one. Here's something I've been really into, right? So people follow you, right? I get decent amounts of follows. Most of you don't. You only get 1 or 2 or 3 a day. Is it gonna kill you to go into the last person? Here's Millionaires Junior or Millions Junior. Private account, can't do it. Next. I know you can't really get in here, D-Rock, but good. Here's Austin G, right? Austin G just followed me. I've been hitting his last photo and just saying, thanks for the follow, right? Bro, right? And done. That level of depth, I've noticed almost 95%, this is anecdotal, but 9 out of every 10, 8 out of every 10 people are freaking out excited because nobody does that. And so here's the thing. Do I think the marketing world is going towards one-on-one, AKA thank you economy? I think the thing that I've come to realize is, crap, a lot of the stuff that I do, I'm an anomaly because I act like one. I have disproportionate results to the rest of the world because I'm doing shit differently. That's why. And so do I think the world's moving in that direction? Less, because I'm starting to realize I'm better, right? And so that's building inside of me. Do I think that there's disproportionate value? Even more than I did when I wrote Thank You Economy. You know why? Because people only want to talk more now and listen less. And listen, my friends, is where the action is. Spending a second doing what I just did. The thing that I've been really crushing on, I think, this is where you guys as a collective really piss me off. I'm gonna show you right now that replying on Twitter video is incredible. Twitter video response is probably the best hack right now on Twitter, right? So here we go. Here's somebody, such a must-read piece by Gary Vee, right, by John T, right? So I just reply, I hit the video, I reverse the camera, I go, oh, that was a picture, that's wrong, I don't want to do that. Camera, and then, John, I really appreciate it, man. Kind of weird thing, we're actually taping Ask Gary Vee live right now. I'm just saying thanks, I appreciate you. Now, I don't do that because I'm not usually taping Ask Gary Vee, but I just say, hey, thanks, or I respond. 99% of the video responses have been liked, retweeted, passed on. It's that extra second. And so I think the LTV, the thing that I live on, LTV, the thing that I live on, LTV, the thing that I live on, lifetime value. You can watch this show once or twice, or you can watch all 103 of them, which become a gateway drug to everything else that I do for a living. You say something nice about me at a restaurant, which leads to that person digging into VaynerMedia, which then makes them a client of VaynerMedia. You buy 11 copies of the Ask Gary Vee book that comes out in February, and you give them to 10 people who then discover me, because I've put out 103 of these things for free, not put them behind a paywall for 19 bucks an episode. It's LTV, 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 and one of the greatest ways to create LTV when nobody knows who you are, or you're still small, or you're still grinding, you're still climbing a mountain, is being completely and utterly obsessed with thanking everybody who gave a shit enough to follow you on Instagram. Because I'm not so sure you deserve it. And I'm not so sure I deserve it, which is why I'm so grateful for when it happens. D-Rock gave me a Can I get an amen? You like that one, right? Great. Yeah, so thanks for watching the show and listening. And question of the day, are you gonna take me up on my advice on replying to people on Instagram and using Twitter video, or are you just gonna nod your head and give me a again and just move on and not do the tactics in a world where people say too much hyperbole, too much in the trenches, too much not in the trenches, too much up in the air, theoretics, bet on your DNA. I'm giving sound, practical, damn advice all the time. You're just not doing it. You keep asking questions, I'll keep answering them. Can you just give me 30 seconds to get this off my chest once and for all? I got this email yesterday. I want you to look at it again because you didn't catch it the first time. D-Rock, help them out and highlight the part that I'm gonna focus on this time.